if we listen to what the Wall Street Journal's talking about.
Well, the Wall
I
Street
did
Journal
see
says
that.
two new Nintendo Switch models coming, a premium and a cheaper portable model.
But what I did see that, and it's just really intriguing and hopeful. Because I mean, okay, I own a Switch, but I need a second Switch because I have
My
two people.
my thing is like I like I said before, and I said it again. Like I
Well,
can
real quick, one is supposed to be a more powerful unit than the current Switch model that you can purchase today. More powerful than the one you can purchase today. It won't be as powerful as Xbox One or PS4 Pro, obviously, but basically more powerful than the current model. And the second model will be a cheaper one with an emphasis on handheld play and portability.
like we said before, I can easily see that one being legit. Because I
Uh,
mean, if you take out the HD Rumble,
could
you
do
take
it.
out the Bluetooth, you keep the controllers attached only, you don't have it dock.
Right.
There's a lot of things you can pull out of there to increase battery life, to lower cost.
Yeah.
I honestly see that because the 3DS, the 3DS is dead. It's dead. It's a dead system.
Good.
Great games on it, but it's not selling anymore.
There's nothing good about it.
And if you're a parent of a kid, and let's be honest, the 3DS and these other handhelds are great systems for children. And I'm not saying the games are for children. I'm saying the systems are great for children. A $300 price point is bad for like that's a parent's not going to buy that for their like 7-year-old kid. If you make it 200, that's a little more appealing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you could do that with an X1 chip, but like,
I mean, I gotta imagine Nvidia is always working on something new. So I mean, maybe they are working on. I mean, I don't know.
they
I don't know
are
how far
they
away
are, but
from
they
the next
aren't.
Tegra.
Yeah, like they are and they aren't because Nvidia is really weird.
And it makes sense for Nintendo to invest in a revamp
Honestly, no.
because
What
of
I
all the issues they have with hacking and stuff like that, the exploits.
True. I did have this thought a couple of days ago though. What
By
I
the way, we
really,
should see them at E3 this year.
okay. What I'd
would be
really
big.
really want actually, which will never happen in a million years, so we got to go back to Nvidia. But like, real talk, can we just get like a minor Apple partnership?
Like a Nintendo Apple, like a Johnny Ive designed Nintendo
I don't give a
Switch.
shit. No, I don't give a shit what it looks like. If you want a really small, powerful, cheap Switch or like cheap CPU that is going to power a Switch to be what it can be, yeah, just go see if you can buy some A12s or A13s, whatever the new Apple chip's gonna be.
That would be dope.
It's a beast of a chip.
That would be
I don't
dope.
I don't care about the actual product itself, like fuck it, like not Apple designed, like it's still a Nintendo product, but if they could just if they could buy those ARM chips basically.
I mean, they were
But
competing
Apple's
with
got that
Apple.
whole arcade thing now.
They were competing
Yeah.
with Apple for.
No, I know it'll never
parts
happen. I
alone.
know it will never happen, but like that to me is the real dream just cuz it's like that
I mean, I would
powerful
like.
fucking chip. That's
How
all
about
I'm saying.
Nintendo just says fuck the Switch? They team up with Apple. They make the games for the iPhone, and then just make like a dock for that fucking iPhone, and give me controllers for the iPhone. I don't need the Switch. I just want the games.
I think
what
that would
about
be
us who don't want iPhone.
that would be a way
To
that
take your
farther,
beat, dude?
yeah.
You
That'd be
would
a way
buy it.
farther
You would
down
buy an
the
gonna
line.
do that.
iPhone. If
They ain't gonna do that because let's
Nintendo,
be honest, Apple. I don't know what this. I don't know how Apple's
you would
Japanese
buy
market.
5
But I gotta
iPhones if
imagine.
Nintendo
I gotta
released Breath of the
imagine
Wild on
that
the iPhone.
Samsung has a really big market presence in Japan.
Yeah, Samsung's way bigger than Apple in Japan.
I gotta imagine like Apple's
all
not
of the-
the dominant share in Japan. So
No,
let's
all of the East, all of
Android,
the,
if anything.
Korea. All of the East is Samsung. Wow, it's all Korea and China.
Because I'm sorry, the West is a secondary market for Nintendo. Their big moneymaker is Japan.
Just doesn't
We
make.
are the
I still
secondary
want
But
to
market.
dream.
no,
Okay?
sorry, that was not to derail that and go
I can
into
still dream.
arguments. Yeah, this is just the dream of like,
Yeah, the
no,
dream.
if you want the best ARM chip for your console, that's where you got to go at the moment because right now that's what I'm worried about for 4K. There's a lot of ARM chips that can play 4K like video. Getting them to actually run a game at 4K is still pretty hard. It is possible, obviously, but Nvidia is weird because they put a lot of GPU power into their chips, which is good. You want that, obviously, but Nvidia's never made. Okay, I'll put it this way: the X1 and the older K1s and stuff. The K1's using ARM. It's all ARM, but it's Cortex A15 chips. The X1 is 53. They're not even using the top line 70 stuff that's used in phones.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you could get Nvidia to like say go, hey, use like a 74 size Cortex A74 size chip, maybe you could start pushing towards that with the graphics power that Nvidia puts into.
I'm curious to see this new premium model. That's the one that interests me. I'm sure it interests others as well.
They could have it, but that's what I'm expecting. They're gonna be coming out with if they release a Switch Premium.
I just can't see it being that big of a jump. Maybe it'll be a Switch that is like a little bit bigger. Maybe it has like just 1080p all the way. Handheld 1080p.
It fixes the exploit, of course.
Yeah, it's a little built a little bit better, so it's like
larger battery life.
Maybe it's like made of like metal or something. I mean, that would be sick.
Definitely larger battery life. Like honestly.
Oh yeah. Or I mean, it would be nice if they gave us swappable batteries.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see that.
No, unfortunately.
Guarantee you ain't gonna see that. Not even Samsung does that anymore.
Yeah.
Those days are long gone.
That would be nice. Nintendo is also adjusting suppliers for the new model. Sharp Corp, an Osaka-based company, had the long supplied components to Nintendo video game machines, but failed to win a deal with the original Switch. It expected to provide liquid crystal displays for the new Switch machines. People familiar with the new model said. Sharp declined to comment. Suppliers and third-party game developers say Nintendo is preparing to release new game titles from well-known franchises such as Animal Crossing, Pokemon, to bolster Switch hardware sales. So it'll probably get released with a big game or something.
Do you remember when like all the Switch, like when there was a large there was like a big shortage of Switches? A lot of that was because they were competing with Apple for the parts, because they were sharing the same parts. I believe a lot of it was screens. And a lot of the companies in Japan that were creating those screens, like manufacturing them, were giving them to Apple because Apple's paying them more money. That's why Nintendo had a problem like making more Switches, because they couldn't get a hold of parts.
And Apple did not want to pay that price either. So they're trying everything they could to not have to use those screens. No. They were charging. But when you control the screens, you control the whole device. So why wouldn't you charge the most you possibly could?
No, of course. And Apple was they didn't like it, but they were the ones
they were literally had to. They had no other choice.
Yeah, they were going to pay the higher price. Nintendo had to pretty much wait.
Honestly, it could be
stock.
Yeah,
and that could be a good thing especially when Nintendo switches, because real talk, like the Switcher screen is trash.
Yeah, it's
not the greatest. It really
it's trash.
It's plastic. It's a plastic screen. I had to get a glass screen cover for it.
I would love to see a glass screen on that thing. Like, give me a much more vibrant screen.
You could get one of those screen protectors, and it makes it feel better. It doesn't really change the color.
It's like such a weak workaround.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it does make it feel better.
Games. I mean, I enjoy playing it in bed, but I would love to really like have those colors pop.
Like a phone.
I'd love an OLED glass screen. Yeah, that'd be great. But that's what I want from the premium. Put it in a better chip and then give me like an OLED glass screen. Let's go.
Leave the plastic screen on your light, because let's be honest, kids are going to drop the shit out of that. So make that shit cheap as hell.
Yeah.
Could be cool. Could be worth it. Might not.
If I could have cloud saving and I can play my games in between, I'd probably, I probably wouldn't. I mean, I might buy a premium for home and for the bedroom, and then just have my portable Switch just on the go. Just have my other Switches, my new handheld, and just make that handheld only.